Hi. So yesterday, actually day before yesterday, I saw this really good movie called Green Book. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it because it really talks about the difference between street smarts and, and book smarts. And I wanted to mention this is because the reason I wanted to mention this is because a lot of parents and our education system, what we do is we focus so much on book smarts, which is memorizing concepts, reading a lot of textbooks, having a lot of formal education or formal facts and data in our head. And I don't think we focus enough on the street smarts. And what I mean by street smarts is being able to have a connection with other people and where you can feel trust, inspiration, have that ability to kind of motivate individuals and kind of things like that. So this movie, Green Book, shows two types of individuals. One is an Italian, kind of like a thug, who grew up in the streets of New York, and he's very street smart. And the other one is a PhD, and he's actually a musician, and he hires this driver to drive him around the southern parts of the US. And what I noticed is very interesting. What I noticed is that both parties, both individuals struggle. They both struggle because they were on the extreme of each end. So what I'm suggesting is that we don't look at education just in terms of book smarts. I think what we need to do is we need to look at education as a spectrum. And if you're strictly just focusing on book smarts, and unfortunately a lot of parents tell their children just focus on the book smarts, what can happen is that, yeah, you may get a lot of intellectual knowledge behind you, and you may have a good resume and things like that, which are important. But what happens is if that's all you have, then even if you do get an opportunity or even if you do get a job, you won't be able to succeed at that opportunity because you still have to work with other people. So you need to be able to look at education like a spectrum, but at the same time, what you want to do is you want to look at the spectrum in such a way where you don't want to be on the extreme. Okay, you don't want to be too book smart. Well, you don't want to only focus on book smarts, and then you don't only want to focus on street smarts. What you want to do is you want to come together and be in the middle of the spectrum. So you have elements of the book smarts and you have elements of the street smarts. And if you can have both, things will be much better for you. And I'll explain to you why. If you're only focused on books, on street smarts, what will happen is that you are going to probably have a lot of ability to connect with people and talk to people and stuff like that. But eventually what will happen is if you don't have the ability to deliver on what you say, you don't have the facts to back up what you're talking about, you don't have the ability to kind of show that you can actually do what you say, then eventually what will happen is people will stop trusting you. And all your connections and all those people you know, eventually will start to kind of not really take you seriously. And unfortunately, your reputation will be known as somebody who isn't really someone who can be trusted. On the other side, if you're just focused on book smarts, you probably will have difficulty finding friends, and there might be a lot of times when you'll be alone, and that is actually not good for you either, because this is where isolation and all that can happen. But if you're good at both, and that means you come close to the middle, then you can benefit in both areas of your life. So my suggestion is that yes, book smarts is important, but don't forget the street smarts, because you need both to survive in this world and to be healthy and happy and have good opportunities to come to you. Now, if you want to know more about all this kind of stuff, I am doing an academic excellence boot camp later on this summer, and I will let you know more about it, so stay tuned. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.